Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bex, the Senior Manager with United to End Homelessness. Would you care to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, Larry Armstrong, Chair of United to End Homelessness.
I'm Charles Antis from Antis Roofing and Waterproofing, and I'm also on the Executive Committee of United to End Homelessness.
I'm Todd Harmonson with Orange County Register, and I'm part of the leadership group with United to End Homelessness.
Maya Patel with Trusadia Foundation, also part of the leadership group.
Awesome, thank you. What did you guys do this morning?
We got to learn a lot of names and hear some stories and see some stories.
What was happening, Maya?
I was a little apprehensive when I left. Didn't know what I was going to get into, but when I had my first interview, it was so heartwarming to have a conversation with a person and just see how they're having such a hard time and how our little effort that we were doing was making an impact for them. They were happy to get the bus pass, or they were happy to get the little kid and get accounted for.
I think people like being heard too. That seemed to be, as soon as we said, we want to ask you some questions, they were receptive to that. And then when we showed that we really did care, we were listening, they seemed to get into it a little bit more and respond, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Can you give some examples of the questions?
Well, it was like Maya said, it was interesting to go out there, even after the training, and be pretty apprehensive about what to expect, and not having done this before, but when you engage with a person and start talking to them, and they start engaging back, then you can have a conversation and you get to know them a little bit, find out, they're all different in terms of their situation. Somebody had been out for many, many years on the street. Somebody else was more recent, but had a crime problem and therefore was out there. And it was interesting just to go find them where they were, and engage them and find out what was happening. But we did get a lot of, I think, positive feedback. People were grateful to receive the bus pass and the little care kit, I thought, and were willing to talk to us and answer questions, and we're happy to receive that. So it was pretty cool.
Did anything take any of you by surprise this morning?
I think there was a contrast on both sides. Like both of you said, that the heart warmth that I felt, I didn't know if I could expect, and the trust. Yet there was also a distrust that you could see, because many people we weren't able to get close to, because there was a perceived threat of us talking to them, and so we weren't able to contact or talk to and hear the names of everyone. But I love the way Carmen told us her name, Sal told us his name, and they were proud to help. The contrast to that, though, was seeing the conditions that some people live in, and some of us only see that from afar, but to walk around an alley that's filled with water a few days after rain, and they're sleeping right there, and they're 70 years old, and you can't imagine what that could be like. And then when you talk to them, they're kind people.
It was eye-opening when you're dealing with somebody who is, say, your parents' age, and they're living in conditions that you can't fathom your parents being in. And okay, somebody should be taking care of them. That probably hit me harder than anything.
I thought one part when we were at the railroad tracks, there were diapers and toys, and that really touched me. I was like, wow, there's little kids that must have been here recently. We didn't see them, but there were definitely evidence of children.
Todd's first interview, I was with Todd, and he came in, and I can't remember this gentleman, I think it was Fernando. He had a large scar on his head, and the interviewing questions were really good at understanding the conditions, and he had an injury, a brain injury, and it was so sad to think that there's help for this guy, but he doesn't know how to get it, and how can we plug that in? And I think that's what the surveying is it's finding out all of the different stakeholders of our county that are on, and they're not who I thought they were, and they're different. They're all different stories, and because we finally paused and we got to acknowledge them, in this short moment. And I think that was really profound.
I thought the other interesting thing was, when you're out there specifically looking for homeless people, to find them and talk to them, as opposed to driving around in your normal daily life and you may happen to see somebody here or there, you figure out, they are all different, but they also are living differently. There was a gentleman in a park in a neighborhood, sort of by himself in a park. There were several people sort of in an urban location, just in a little niche here or there by themselves, or maybe with one other person. And then, there was some little encampments along the railroad track, which was completely different, and actually looked more akin to the Santa Ana River Trail, kind of what that looked, only much smaller, obviously. And so, you see that and then there was an RV we found,
Beat up RV.
Beat up RV. So, they're individuals, and they're finding their own individual solutions, so to speak, for where they're living. Pretty interesting.
So it sounds like one of the things that kind of took everybody by surprise was the amount of sort of elderly people who are out there. Was there anything else that sort of maybe shocked you or you hadn't been expecting?
There was a sense of defeatedness in some people that was really hard to pause and take in, and a little bit of hopelessness, where some of the help was, I think some of the people, I'm helping our people, I'm helping people that live by the information I'm giving, and in some people it felt like maybe there's not a lot of hope, but these people are asking, and I think that was hard to understand that hopelessness.
One thing that struck me, and it wasn't a huge surprise, but it was maybe a nice confirmation. We had a couple of Santa Ana police officers with us, and their rapport with the people they met was remarkable.
Truly.
It wasn't antagonistic at all. It was, hey, what can we do to help? These people are here to try to talk to you if anybody's a little reluctant. It was really good to see, because I think people's perception of the police homelessness relationship is one of it being combative, and we didn't see that at all with the ones who were with us.
No, those guys were top notch.
And they were familiar with some of these people.
Yeah.
They knew them.
Yeah, they were really great. Really great.
They knew their names.
Do you think anything about this morning changed your perceptions about homelessness?
My main thing with all the stories that we've had in the register and everything else that I've learned through United to End Homelessness, you get to a point where you think you know what the story is and what's really going on, and we really don't, because everybody's story is different.
I really think that doing more, hands-on or doing more things on the ground is more effective. You really do have to go through the nooks and crannies and try to figure out where people are. And you can't really do it from a shelter or some other place, so you really have to be out there. More of these experiences would be better for the community and also build more awareness. So it would be much, much better if we did more of these type of days.
To sum this up, if you could describe your feelings right now in 1 to 2 words after this count, and I know that'll be a challenge for you, Charles, what would that be? How are you feeling right now?
Well, I feel great. I feel like there's progress, and I feel like the more we can get our arms around this, even if it maybe isn't down to the nth degree of accuracy, we're going to get more accurate than we have before.
Yes.
Which means we understand the problem better than we did before.
Yes.
And then we can address it. So I was pretty excited to be kind of out there on the ground, understanding it even better today. And I think all of us were. We had a great team. We were in a very dense area. We covered a very small geographic area in our map today. But we talked to a lot of people. It was amazing, actually. So I'm excited. I'm very optimistic, actually, about this today.
So optimistic and excited is
I am.
what I'm taking from you, Larry.
I am. I'm emotional, though, too. I'm very emotional today. Having a hard time, a couple times, keeping it together.
I'm really grateful for the opportunity to actually be able to come out and do this, because, you know, if I didn't know that United Way, if I didn't partner with you and work with you, I would not have known that this was happening, or I would have felt that's like something I don't want to do. And just to have that spot to say, come on, come join us. You know, the whole team is going, let's go. And having that teamwork and the opportunity. Grateful.
As someone who has been a journalist for way too many years, there's this dispassionate approach to the things that we cover that has been shattered for me, which is good. It needed to be shattered. I was very touched by the people that we talked to, the smiles that we got from people who were in a situation that seems so sad, through me, and it also encouraged me. Also seeing all the people who showed up this morning and who will continue to show up to be a part of this. Says Orange County cares, and I think we need more people to step up into it, but it's a good start. I'm glad I was a part of this. I hope that at some point it will never be necessary, but I will be involved with it as long as it is.
Deep compassion. Yeah, all of our hearts were tugged in different ways. But I think where I'm left with, after my compassion, my heart tugged, I'm left watching all of the volunteers and those people that were working to help, and those that are guiding us today, from the county to, I don't even know where these people are, but the police officers. I have this, I don't know if this makes sense, but like this unquenchable hope. Like, wow, the hope wells up way bigger now, because I think I know the stories a little bit better, and I've seen the resilience in the people that were working to help, and I've seen the team, and I've seen everybody show up willing, ready, and on their best at 4 a.m. And so I think that this tells us that we can do something great. But the hope isn't a conclusion. It's why it's sucking hope. I see us getting there, but we need more. We need more people. We need to be out here more. We need to listen harder for their stories and to understand them. So I'm hopeful.
That's awesome. I want to say thank you to each of you for participating today, and a huge thank you to the other members of our Leadership Council that we didn't get to chat with right now. We're so grateful for the incredible work that CityNet has done to make this project a reality, and to the County of Orange for their leadership in ensuring that we can get a more accurate count and United to End Homelessness. We can't wait to see the data so that we can all get to work to end homelessness here in Orange County. So thank you.